In this video, I'm going to show you how to divide polynomials using synthetic division. There's some requirements that you have to have if you're going to use synthetic division, and there's some patterns that you're going to follow when we're doing synthetic division. I'll go over that. But the main requirement when you're going to do synthetic division is our divisor. So the x minus 2 here has to be in the form x plus or minus n. Basically, the coefficient of that x has to be a positive 1. So in this example, our divisor is x minus 2, so we can use synthetic division. If our divisor was like y plus 4, or z minus 7, or x plus 9, we could use synthetic division with all of these divisors. But if we had like 2z plus 4, or 3x minus 9, we couldn't, specifically because that coefficient of our variable is not 1. To do synthetic division, there's a specific way we have to set this up and a specific pattern that we have to move in. To set this up, we're going to draw a vertical line and a horizontal line. And we need terms that are going to be inside this figure that we created. So inside over here, and then outside here. And the terms that are going to be inside are going to come from our dividend. So they're going to come from the x squared plus 8x minus 20. And the term that's going to come that are going to be outside are going to come from the x minus 2, the divisor, the binomial. So really easy. From our polynomial, all we're going to do is take our coefficients. So we're going to take the 1, the 8, and the minus 20. And those are going to be the terms that we write inside this box. So we're going to start with 1, 8, and minus 20. We need one term outside of our box. Like I said, we're going to get that from our x minus 2. But to get that from our x minus 2, we have to figure out, well, what makes x minus 2 equal to 0, and to solve that, we can add the 2 and 2 to both sides, and we get x equals positive 2. So I'll put 2 outside of our box. So again, we got 1, 8, and minus 20 from our polynomial here that we're dividing into. We got the positive 2 from the binomial, the divisor that we're dividing by, the binomial. Okay, so we've got the 2 on the outside that came from our binomial. We got the 1, the 8, and the negative 20 that came from our polynomial. Now there's a specific pattern that we have to follow if we're going to do synthetic division with these values. So here's how we're going to do this. We're going to start with this 1, and we're going to bring it all the way down. So our first term, we're going to bring it all the way down, and we're going to write it down here. All right, so this is our first term. Now we need another term here, and we need a term here. To get this term here, I'm going to take this 1, I'm going to bring it up, but I've got to multiply it by the 2 on the outside. So I've got to multiply it by this value, this 2. So 1 times 2 gives me 2. So we brought the 1 down, multiplied it by 2, and brought it up. Now we're going to kind of repeat this pattern, right? We're going to bring the 8 down, but now there's a 2 here, right? There was no value here. There's a 2 here. So now what we have to do is add the 8 and the 2. We're going to get a 10. Put the 10 here. I need a value here and here. We're going to take that 10, bring the 10 up, but the same thing we did here, right? I've got to do here. So I need to multiply this 10 by 2. So 10 times 2 gives me 20. I'm going to bring this 20 down. This negative 20, keep a sign with that 20. Add it, negative 20 plus positive 20 gives me 0. And the terms that we have here are our answer. So to figure out what our answer is, our original polynomial was x squared. The highest power was x squared. We're going to start at 1 power lower. So instead of x to the second, we're going to have x to the first. So we're going to have 1 x to the first. This 10 is positive, plus 10, and then we've got no term here, plus 0. So our answer is 1 x to the first plus 10. And if I just clean that up a little bit, it's going to be x plus 10 as our answer. Now, if we want to check this, we could take the term we divided by x minus 2, multiply it by our quotient, the x plus 10. So we can do some FOIL here, and we should get back this value, x squared plus 8x minus 20. So we'll do first, x times x gives us x squared. Outer, let me bring this down a little bit so I have a little bit more room. X times x gives us x squared. Outer, x times 10 gives us 10x. Negative 2 times x gives us negative 2x. And then last, negative 2 times 10 gives us negative 20. Combine those middle terms, our like terms, and we get x squared plus 8x minus 20. So we get that original polynomial that we divided into. So our answer checks. All right, let's do one more example using synthetic division. Okay, so here we're dividing x squared plus 2x minus 24 by x plus 6. So our divisor in this case is in the form x plus n, right? Our coefficient here is 1, so we can use synthetic division. So let's set this up. Draw our axes. We know that our term inside here is going to come from the x squared plus 2x minus 24. We know this is a 1, so we want the coefficients, so that 1, positive 2, and negative 24. So we're going to use those values. So I'll put 1, 2, negative 24. We know this outside term is going to come from the x plus 6. So we can take the x plus 6, and whatever makes this equal 0 is going to be that term. So let's subtract 6, and we get x equals negative 6. So we'll put negative 6 out here. All right, let me clean this up a little bit. Now we've got to follow our pattern, right? Our first term is going to be right here. So to get that, all we're going to do is bring this first term, this 1, all the way down. So I'll put the 1 here. Now I want a term here and here. So I'm going to take that 1, bring it up, but now I've got to multiply it by this negative 6. So times negative 6 is going to give us negative 6. Now let's repeat this. Let's bring the 2 down. I'm going to add 2 plus negative 6 is negative 4. So we get negative 4. Now I want a term here and here. Let's take that negative 4, bring it up, but we're going to multiply it again by negative 6. So again, that term that's outside of our box here. So negative 4 times negative 6 gives me positive 24. Now again, repeat this, bring the negative 24 down, add negative 24 plus positive 24 is going to give us 0, so we get 0 here. And we know our answer is right here. Since we had x to the second here, we want to start 1 power lower, so this is going to be x to the first minus 4, and then we have a 0 at the end, so we don't need that 0. So if we clean this up a little bit, we're going to have x minus 4 as our answer. And if I want to check this, let's multiply this by the binomial we divided by, x plus 6, and do some foiling. Clean this up a little bit. So we'll do the x plus 6 times x minus 4. So first, x times x is x squared. Outer, x times negative 4 is negative 4x. 6 times x is positive 6x. And then 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. We combine those middle terms, negative 4x plus 6x gives us x squared plus 2x minus 24. So it gives us the original dividend, the original polynomial that we divided into. So using synthetic division may seem a little confusing at first in terms of like setting it up and what you're doing and the pattern you're going, but you're basically just going the same pattern over and over again, bringing the term down, adding it, bringing up, multiplying, and repeating over and over again, and you get your answer down here. And you get the same answer doing long division. It just kind of depends on, it's almost your preference. Do you prefer doing long division or do you prefer doing synthetic division? But I hope this video helped you understand this concept a little bit more. If you like this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. This is Nick from First Coast Math Clinic.